Hi guys, so I'm going to do a 21 days of bioenergy and well-being reset starting from today, so I hope you can join me. And the recordings will be saved on our page and on our different social pages as well if you can't join in when I'm live. And if there's any particular topics that you'd like me to cover as I go through the 21 days, feel free to drop them into the comments as well. So today I'm going to talk about really just what bioenergy is, and give an overview as to what it is, and then bring a well-being practice into this morning as well that you can hopefully try out in your day ahead to support you with resetting your nervous system. We're going to focus on that today, the nervous system, and just bringing a little bit of self-care and self-love into your day and a bit of time for yourself as well. So there'll be short burst well-being practices, mostly things that we can fit in when we have a few minutes here and there, and obviously you can bring them in as a longer practice as well. So with bioenergy, when we look at what is bioenergy, what's it all about, really what we're looking at is the balance in our systems. So the balance in our physical bodies, our organ systems, all our glands and organs, right down to the level of our cells, and the balance within our subtle energy systems, our electrical fields. So we look at the chakras, we look at meridians, we look at auric fields, we look at the health of our aura, we look at other chakras as well, apart from the 7 major ones as well. And what we're looking to see is where is the balance in all of this. So if there's imbalances there, what are these imbalances? So when we look at balance, what do we mean by that? We're looking to see if the life force energy, the chi, the prana, there's lots of different terms for this life force energy, megahertz of energy as well. If this life force energy is balanced within our systems, within our physical bodies and within our energy systems as well. So all of the students and all of the graduates that come through our academy, when they practice on you, when they treat you, and when I treat my clients in my own private practice, this is what we're looking for, to see where there are imbalances within the system, if there are any, and what they're related to. So when we look at this balance, where does this come from? How do we know about this balance, and what's it all about? Really, science shows us that our very essence, we're made of molecules, and the very essence of molecules are atoms. Atoms are 99% space. They emit light and absorb light. So it's this light, which is the chi, the prana, the life force energy within our physical bodies. And it's this chi, this prana, this life force energy that's feeding our physical bodies with life force energy as well through our subtle energy systems, our energy fields, our electrical fields. There's lots of different terms used for that as well. So it's all about balance. Bioenergy is all about balance. Bringing the balance back, activating the innate healing that somebody has, their own innate healing system that they have that exists in their own physical body. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on another day as well in more detail. So bioenergy is just about balance, looking to see where there's balance, where there are imbalances, why the imbalances are there, and what the imbalances are related to. And what the imbalances are related to, I'll cover on another day as well. That's quite a deep topic. So feel free to keep tuning in on the different days. So we're running workshops at the moment, free workshops. We've one this Thursday from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. If you'd like to join in, I'll put the link in the comments below, where you can register to attend the free workshop. And if you can't make the time, you can register, and we send the replay on to everybody later that day as well, so you can still take it. So we bring you through quite a bit of detail about bioenergy in that, and show you how to read your own energy system within that program, that workshop as well. And it's free. It's 1 hour and it's free. It's an action-packed 1 hour, and it's interactive. We get to chat to everybody that comes through on that as well. So looking at a well-being practice for today, I like to try and bring some aspect of self-care in to my daily life in any shape or form that I can. And sometimes it's, they can be busy days. We can be running around, things to do for children or things to do for work or whatever it is that's going on, and life can get in the way. So what practices can we fit in to the moments that we have here and there? And an example that I have of the importance of bringing these well-being practices in and having one to use in any given moment is I was driving to the airport earlier on this morning, and as I went off the slip road for the motorway, 3 cars ahead of me, the car stopped, dead stopped, and the 2 cars ahead of me managed to just avoid him. I, or the person who was in the car, I didn't know which sex it was at the time, and I put my hazards on straight away and looked in my rear view mirror and watched to see if all the cars that were coming behind me, what they were going to be able to do. So you know, when you're in that moment where it's really you know, a couple of seconds, but it feels like a way longer time frame, you know, could feel like an hour sometimes when something like that happens. So I just watched, and the car behind me managed to swerve, and the one behind him managed to swerve, and the next one managed to stop, and it was a whole chain because it's fast cars coming off the motorway, but everybody just managed to avoid each other. It was amazing to watch it. It was amazing to see it, and thankfully that's what happened. But really, you know, our system get a shock when something like that happens. You know, or we get a fright, or we get a little bit of a stress response. Our nervous system activates. We can go into the fight, flight, freeze, flop type of response as well. Our amygdala gland gets activated for that stress response as well. So in the moment, I'm driving the car. I need to continue driving. So what can I do to start helping my system to calm down in that moment? Now, I wasn't feeling very anxious, but I knew something like that happens. We're human. We're going to get a little bit of a shock from that. So nervous system breathing was something that I could do straight away, you know, as I was driving along, just to bring it into that moment. There's obviously other ways that I could check my system as well to see if there was any other fear or anxiety or anything like that that got stuck in other places in my system, and I'll bring that in on other days as well to chat about. But what could I do? So the nervous system breathing. So I'm going to just start you off with a practice, and then, you know, if you're watching and you'd like to continue on, that's great. Or if you're watching later on, or you just, you know, at some point, hopefully when you see this, you can bring this into your day at any point. I like to bring this in 3-minute intervals all throughout my day. So it's not about 20 times a day. I might do it maybe 5-6 times a day for 3-minute intervals. And if I do that regularly, now some weeks I don't do it. You know, I go on to something else. You know, we get distracted, or, you know, something else shiny and well-being or self-care, you know, comes into my mind, and I'm like, I'll do something else instead. So, you know, it's not, doesn't have to be the consistent practice that's always there, but it's a great tool to have. And it's really just, it's simple. It's just slowing our nervous system down, and we can do that through our breath. So when things happen us that give us a fright, give us a shock, we can tense up our breath. So we can restrict our breath and our breathing really regularly. Even in conversations with people, we hear news from somebody or a story or see something on the news, and we can restrict it. So it's about bringing the restriction, releasing the restriction, and bringing calmness back to our nervous system. And we can talk to our nervous system through our breath. So it's breathing in for a count of 3, hold for a count of 3. Now, it's not 3 seconds, or it's your own count. Your count can be fast, it can be slow. Obviously, the slower you go, the more impact you're going to have on slowing your breathing down and slowing your nervous system down, and allowing your nervous system to know, I'm not in a stress response situation now. I can go back to relax mode, go back to centeredness and a feeling of calm and, you know, presence and grounded. So it's breathe in for a count of 3, hold for a count of 3, breathe out for a count of 5. The our out breath is always longer than our in breath, and hold for a count of 3. So breathe in for a count of 3, hold for a count of 3, breathe out for a count of 5, hold for a count of 3, and just repeat that. You can also change it up. You can breathe in for a count of 5, hold for a count of 7, or hold for a count of 5, breathe out for a count of 7, hold for a count of 5. But let's just keep it simple for now. Breathe in for a count of 3, hold for a count of 3, out for a count of 5, the longer out breath, hold for a count of 3. So if you'd like to try it with me now, if you can, and if you can't, just to watch, and then you can try it later on. So I'm going to do a little bit, and then I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to continue on my own then for a little while before I go on to, I have to do school collection soon, before I go on to do that. And yeah, it's a great thing to bring into your day. So I hope you've got to enjoy what we've chatted about today. Obviously, feel free to drop any comments into the link below, and I'll also send a link on for our workshop, the free workshop that we have coming up. And we have our Bioenergy Diploma course, our 8-month practitioner program, starting on the 20th of May as well. I'll drop a little link in for that below as well. Okay, so our nervous system breathing. So if you'd like to just start, just taking a deep breath in, just to settle yourself where you are. So we breathe in for a count of 2, 3, hold for a count of 2, 3, breathe out for a count of 2, 3, 4, 5, hold for a count of 2, 3, Breathe in for a count of 2, 3. Hold for a count of 2, 3. Breathe out for a count of 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for a count of 2, 3. Breathe in for a count of 2, 3. Hold for a count of 2, 3. Breathe out for a count of 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold for a count of 2, 3. And continue on in your own time if you can. Enjoy this well-being tip, and I hope you find it useful in your day as well. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye.